Hey everyone, welcome back. So today is Tuesday. Hope you guys are having a great day. Nasdaq was down about 2.35% today. Bitcoin was actually up today. So are we seeing a little bit of a decoupling between the two? It's really too early to tell if that's happening. But we'll obviously get into Bitcoin, see what happened today. The miners, we'll take a look at those also, and then we'll do the small miners comparison versus each other. We haven't done the easy yet. We've done medium miners and large miners. We'll get into that. But as always, not financial advice. You guys know the drill here. I'm invested in the following coins and companies, just for full disclosure, so you guys are aware of that. And let's take a look at the miners here right now. So obviously, here's the stock market for today. It wasn't too good of a day today. It was obviously down a little bit. But let's take a look at the miners here. So Annie actually was down quite a bit, so that's surprising. Bitcoin was up a little bit today. Bitcoin was up about 1.8 or so percent on the day. But obviously Annie was down 7.03% to 93 cents, up a little bit in the after hours to 96 cents. Argo was down also 9.24% to 55 cents. Digital was down 8.64% to $1.48. It's up quite almost half that now in the after hours to $1.54. Bitfarms was down 6.11% to $1.69. It's up obviously in the after hours now to $1.73. Cleanspark was down 5.31% to $5.17, up a little bit in the after hours to $5.28. Core was down 9.57% to $3.40. Digihost was up actually 3.5% to $1.48. And DMG was down 8.06% to 28 cents. And we're seeing that most of these miners are kind of trading sideways here a little bit. Hive was at 382, so it was down 10.12%. It also had the 5-to-1 conversion today. And then after hours, it's up a little bit to $3.93. Hut was down 8.2% to $2.24, up a little bit in the after hours to $2.30. Iris Energy was way down, 11.67% to $5.07, up almost gained all that back in the after hours to $5.58. It's almost up 10%. Luxxfolio was down 2.68 to 14 cents. Marathon was down 9.37% to $9, up 2% in the after hours to $9.20. Mawson was down 4.08% to $2.35, and Riot was down 8.6 to $6.27, up a little bit in the after hours to $6.38. And Stronghold was down 5.15% to $2.76, up almost 0.75% in the after hours to $2.78. And we can see here that Stronghold has been kind of going up a little bit here in the last couple of days here, it looks like in trading. Riot, on the other hand, has been going down, which is surprising because they are doing the immersion cooling, which that's going to increase their hash rate. Also, Mawson has been going down. Marathon has been going down the last couple of days. Luxxfolio has been pretty much flat. Iris, kind of all over the place. Hut 8 has been going down the last couple of days. Hive has been kind of flat to going down here in the last day or so. The interesting thing about Hive is one of the reasons that they're going to do the 5-for-1 conversion was obviously to get interest from institutional investors, where they have it set at that that they won't touch any stocks that are under $5. Well, they're still under $3.82. Maybe they should have done a 10-to-1 split. They might have gotten the price up a little bit higher. DMG has been flat. Digihost has been kind of flat here. Core has been going down. Cleanspark has been coming down. Bitfarms has been coming down. Digital almost flat. Argo has been all over the place. And then Sphere has been kind of flat to going down in the last 2 days. So obviously it's not a good time in the market for the miners. But right now, I think we're getting close to the bottom. I don't know exactly where the bottom is or where it's going to land, but I think we might be getting close. Bitcoin still obviously could go down to the 20,000 mark or even lower than that. Some are calling for 8,000, so who knows? So if Bitcoin goes down, these miners are going to be going down as well. But I'm still looking to obviously buy the dips when I can, dollar cost average into it, because I just don't know where the bottom is. So I'm in it for the long haul. I'll continue to buy when I can. Let's take a look at Bitcoin here. Bitcoin is at 29,580 right now. It was up today. We're looking at the daily chart here. Was up 1.87%. Was up $543 on the day. It closed at 29,626 on the day. RSI has been going up on the daily chart. The only thing that I don't really like about it here is the RSI has been going up while the price has been going down here, it looks like, in the last week or so. So you can see here on the RSI, we're at 38, 39 or so. And if we just go out a couple of days here, RSI was lower at that point at around 35 or so, but the price of Bitcoin was at, what is that, 31, it closed at 31,290 on the 15th of May. So this is why it still leads me to think that we are possibly going down lower. Plus, we keep touching this line here, this green support line, which is at about 28,700, 28,800, right around there. We keep bouncing off of this line here. The more times we touch it, I keep saying this in all the videos, I think we're going to go down eventually, unless something drastically happens where we actually bounce from it. But right now, it's just not looking like it, at least not on the daily chart. On the weekly chart, obviously, we are way down on the RSI. We haven't been this low since, obviously, back here in 2020 of March on the RSI. But we still have, obviously, room to go down. We have been lower on the RSI here on the weekly and the month, on the weekly chart. We've gone, obviously, as low as 30, and this was back in December 18th of 2018. And we were at that point at, what is that, 3,000 or so dollars. So we still obviously can go down a little bit more, which means if we go below this line here of 28,800, 28,700 or so, there is nothing as far as support here between where we are now at 30,000 or so down to the 20,000 mark. So that is obviously that we've had here. You can see it here. We've had 20,000. We've had a couple of touches, obviously, back in 2017. And then we obviously had it back here in November of 2020. After that, we're possibly going down to, if that happens, if we fall below that, we're going to maybe around, let's say, right around this range here. We do have some support, looks like at around 11,500 or so. We can see a couple of touches here on the line here, along here in 2019 and in 2018. So something obviously to be mindful of, but we'll see. We may not be out of the woods yet on this chart, unless, like I said, things drastically change for the better for us. But right now we're looking like we are heading into the 9th week of being in red. Obviously, we're only on Tuesday, so we still have a ways to go for the end of the week. But we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 week. So we need to get above, what is that line here? We closed at, what do we close there? At 30,260. So we need to get above 30,260 for this week in order for it to be green. Right now we're below it. We were above it just a little bit here yesterday. So like I said, we'll see how this plays out. But right now, I don't have too much confidence of us going up, at least in the short term. Ethereum, same thing, is at 1,973. It was actually on the daily chart. Let's go back to that. It was up a little bit today. It was up about 0.36%, so not as good as Bitcoin was. And we're seeing the same thing here on the RSI. RSI is going up while the price is going down, actually, as we go. So not a lot of confidence in that going up in the short term, at least. I think we're more than likely going to go down, unfortunately, which is obviously going to mean that the miners are going to go down as well. So take that for what it's worth. All right. Okay, so there's no really news, anything that's newsworthy right now. I'm going to just go into the miners here, and we'll just look at the miners here, the small miners. So Digihost, DMG, Luxxfolio, these guys are, below 2.7 exahash for future hash rate. So I've categorized these guys as the small miners. I'm also debating whether or not I want to include in all of the miners here, whether the market cap per petahash and then the future petahash. I think that just gets confusing. I may actually take that part out. It's kind of interesting to see what their market cap per petahash is, but I don't think it's any kind of a determining factor as far as what the future market cap will be based on future hash rate. So I think I may take out part of this here going forward, because it is kind of confusing from showing that and then going into my numbers here, but nonetheless. So let's get into Digihost, DMG and Luxxfolio, and we'll get into all the data here. Should be a pretty quick video on this. We only have 3, so we'll kind of barrel through this here. So obviously Digihost has 27 million shares outstanding, which is really good. They have the lowest number of shares, I think, out of all the miners here that we covered. DMG has 167 million, which is a lot. Luxxfolio is 59 million, which is pretty good as well. It's right around that middle of the range there. Digihost obviously priced is $1.48. DMG 28, Luxxfolio is at 14 cents. Market cap, Digihost has 40 million, DMG has 47 million, and Luxxfolio has 8 million. They are all probably below all their net assets that they have currently in market cap, which is just ridiculous, I think, in price-wise. The miners have been being way down below what they're actually, like, possibly book value is. Estimated revenue last 3 quarters. So Digihost, we're estimating in current quarter, so about 31 million. DMG at about almost 31 million as well. So they're pretty close to each other. The difference in stock price is obviously number of shares outstanding, right? So Luxxfolio, we're looking to be about 9.3 million. And if we're using the 75%, and on these 3, I'm actually using 10 price earnings multiple because they are so small. Most of them are at almost full capacity already without having reported anything new as far as new miners coming online, whether it's this year or next year. They're pretty much peaking out, especially Digihost peaking at their maximum here, which they probably will reach that within the next couple of months. So I'm using the 10 price earnings multiple, not the 20 for them. So Digihost, I'm seeing at about 8.58, DMG at $1.38, and Luxxfolio at $1.17, which obviously signifies that Digihost is way undervalued, along with Luxxfolio. Luxxfolio is, difference of 739% from where I think they should be to where they are currently. And DMG is 394% away from that. So current hash rate for Digihost is 1,000, so 1 exahash. DMG is 600 petahash, and Luxxfolio is 180 petahash. Future hash rate for Digihost is 1.1 exahash. DMG is 1.04 exahash, and Luxxfolio is about 363. So operational wise, the Digihost is almost fully operational at 87%. DMG is at 57%, and Luxxfolio is about halfway there, 49%. Number of miners and hash rate average per miner. So Digihost has about 95 terahash per miner. DMG is at 100, and Luxxfolio is at 96. So obviously DMG is the better one here. Luxxfolio is second, and Digihost is the third one. Now, market cap per petahash. So Digihost is at 40,000. DMG is at 78,000, and Luxxfolio is at 46,000. And that's why I think, obviously, why Digihost should be up higher. I'm still trying to figure out. I'll have to look into Luxxfolio. Luxxfolio doesn't provide all their information all the time in a timely manner, so I may be off on something there, but I'll look into it here. Like I said, I think I'm going to not do this part here, the market cap times future hash rate, because I think that's just inaccurate for the most part. It's hard to gauge what investor interest is going to be like going in the future, especially as their hash rate increases. We don't know what Bitcoin is, so I'm going to take that out probably. And then my estimates are for future hash rate, I would think Digihost would be around $9.82, DMG at $2.40, and Luxxfolio at $2.37, which represents about an upside potential of 1,500% for Luxxfolio, 750 for DMG, 560 or so for Digihost, with a market cap of 266 million and 402 million for DMG. I'll have to look into that because that to me seems off a little bit based on what I'm seeing as far as future hash rate is concerned. Digihost is going to be at a higher hash rate. I think maybe the reason for it is they still have more room to run as compared to Digihost. So there's obviously more room for improved revenue. That's possibly why that's coming up the way it is. BTC HODL, obviously Digihost has 197, DMG has 432, Luxxfolio has about 60. BTC value is about 23 million. So I mean 58% of their HODL value is basically their market cap, 58%, which is just, then you add on all the infrastructure that they have, assets, everything else, they are way under. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody just tries to take them over for 60 to 70 million and they get 1 exahash extra, which is would be a pretty good deal on that. BTC, let me see here. DMG is at 12 million, so 27%, and Luxxfolio is at 21% as well. So each share of HODL contains 87 cents for Digihost, 8 cents for DMG, and Luxxfolio is 3 cents. And then when we look at the numbers for April, we see Digihost has mined 109, so obviously they're mining the most, followed by DMG at 88, and Luxxfolio only mined 25. And current value on that is 4,000,000, 3.3, and 955,000 for Luxxfolio. Digihost obviously increased nicely, 33 more than the prior month, an increase of 44%, and DMG increased 13 with a 17% increase, and Luxxfolio was up 5, which was a 26% increase because they are so small, so any kind of improvements that they make are going to be substantially better. Current hash rate, 1 exahash like I had for Digihost, obviously all that. BTC per petahash. So who's been mining as far as the most efficiently, or who has mined more Bitcoins per petahash that they have. So DMG actually came up at number 1 at 147, followed by Luxxfolio at 141, and then Digihost at 109. And that could be for several reasons: the type of miners that they have, how much they're mining, and how many days they were operational, which obviously has an effect on it as well. So March was, you can see here that Digihost was actually at the top, 1.5. DMG was 125, and Luxxfolio was 118. So kind of a little flip in that from April to March. All right, so that's it. I mean, all the miners are undervalued right now. Everybody's undervalued. The only thing I can say is be patient. We might be in this for at least another year, if not longer, before the next halving comes around. So just be patient. That's the only advice I can give you guys. Buy when you can, if you can. I think most of these guys are going to obviously do well going forward, especially if Bitcoin rebounds. So it's all based on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin goes up, the miners will go up. If Bitcoin goes down, the miners are going down as well. So brace yourselves. We may be going down lower to 20,000, maybe below that. We just don't know. If history repeats itself, which I'm hoping it doesn't, because we have so much more institutional investors, we have so much more use cases and adoption of Bitcoin that we haven't had prior to the 2020 year. Back in 2017 to 2018, we didn't have all that. So we have a lot more of that. So I'm hoping that we don't get that almost 96 or 90 whatever % correction that we had in Bitcoin from going from 20,000 to 3,000. But who knows? You know, right now, Bitcoin is being controlled by institutions. Retail is kind of sitting on the side. So we'll see where they take it. We'll see how badly MicroStrategy and Michael Saylor protect Bitcoin and some of the other guys that have a lot of it. So we'll just see where it ends up. But it's not looking good right now. So I wish you guys all the best. Thank you so much for watching. Spreadsheet is always available to Patreon members. As always, thank you very much to those guys for their support. And if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe. Helps me out. That's all I ask of you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful evening. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.